Notice the changes? How do we do this? Find year ranks and movie revenue. Rank, index match, VLOOKUP. I'll tell you all about it. Using index and match or VLOOKUP, we can find specific information. Brad Williams, Excel primed. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques. In this case, we're looking at movies, and we want to know the year or perhaps the sales of a specific movie. Here's the layout. We have the anatomy, if you will. We have the write-up over here on the right. We have the calculations here, and we have the list of information. Here we just grab for the more recent release movies, and what we want to do is find the year of a specific movie. We're going to use the index match for one example, and that'll be here in column H. And then we're going to use VLOOKUP to do the exact same thing over in column I. Now, how does index match work? What are we looking for? Well, the index is going to give us the information if it's available. Well, the match is going to try to match specific information. In this particular case, index returns a value based on its column and row numbers. From where? From the match. Where does match get the information? You tell it. Here, we're looking for Avengers Infinity War. If it's available, or if it's shown in the list, then we should be able to find specific information. How do we go about doing that? Let's look inside index. We have index, we have the array, which is a range of cells, array constant. Okay, to me, I look at it, it's a list. We want something from a list of information. Row number, the row position in the reference or array. Column number, optional. The column position in the reference or array. And the area, which is also an optional feature or argument, the range and reference that should be used. Now, in terms of match, we're using a lookup value, the value to match in a lookup array. We have the lookup array, a range of cells or an array. Okay, again, a list. And then the match type. We have 1, 0, and -1. The 1 is the default, is looking for the exact or next smallest. 0 is an exact match. And -1 is equal exact or next largest. Let's see how this works. Here we have 2018, and you could see random number. The movies are a random number. That's what we're trying to find the information. How do we go about that? What we're looking for is the year, the rank. In other words, in terms of its sales, where does it rank? And then sales. Let's look at year. The movie Avengers Infinity War. How do we go about setting this thing up? We're looking for Avengers Infinity War. Now we can look over here in this list of information, and we could see Avengers Infinity Wars right here. Well, what if you had 4,000 movies listed? Kind of be cumbersome. So let's just assume that this is just a short list of information of a very long list. The way we set this up is index B5 to B14. Remember what index is doing? It's looking for an array, and that array would be what? It would be this list of information. That's what we're looking through. What are we looking for specifically? We're going to look for this Avengers Infinity War. But what happens if we find it? We want to be able to produce some information. And that information would be in here, year. We have to ask Match, hey Match, can you find the year of this particular movie? And Match will go, well, all right, what's the lookup value? Here's your lookup value, H4. Where am I looking? You know, if you were looking in sales or trying to find the movie, you wouldn't get very far. We're going to look at where the information is, and that would be under what? Lookup value, B5 to B14, the movies. What's the next argument? Match type. We need, it says 0. Go here, and it says exact match type 0. But now, if we go back to index, we're going to see the array. We're going to see the row number. Remember, I've said repeatedly in other tutorials, match is simply the row number. Index also wants something else. It wants the column number. I mean, index could throw out any of this information or none. We need to be explicit and say, we want to find the information in column 2. Well, match will go in, and if it finds this particular movie, it will say, okay, I found this movie. Then index is going to go, okay, that's true. And therefore, if it's true, I'm going to put whatever is in from column 2, I'm going to put whatever that year is. And that's exactly what we've done. 2018, Avengers Infinity War, 2018. The rank, here's what index does. It does the exact same thing, but it just changes the column number. Sales is the exact same thing, but it's in column 4. With a lot of flexibility here. In terms of rank's pretty straightforward. Rank of number within a series. Let's take a look here. And we want to rank these. So we can use rank. What are we trying to find? E5. What's E5? The number. E5 to E14. And then look at order. It says 0. Whether it's a rank in an ascending or descending order. So 0 would be ascending. And then 1 would be descending. So we're looking at here, we're looking at descending order. So 0 is ascending order or descending order. 1 is descending. VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a little easier. How does it work? Well, we have VLOOKUP. What does it ask for? It says lookup value. We look down here, lookup value. The value to look for in the first column of a table. We're looking for a movie. We're looking for Titanic, and that would be under movie. Where are we looking? We're looking in this list of information. And what do we want? That would be the list, table array. The final outcome, what do we want? We want year. And that goes in column index number. And then range lookup, approximate match or an exact match. 0 is an exact match. That's VLOOKUP. And then all you do is change the column number based on the information you want. Be sure to check out all of our Excel courses. Excel data and text manipulation. We have an advanced beginners and intermediate course. Excel essentials. This is for individuals new to Excel. We have an advanced, excellent beginners, level 1 and level 2, and intermediate level course. Excel formulas, formulas only. We have a beginner, an advanced, and an intermediate level course. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. Now, in terms of the language, over here on the right, I just stated what this says. But when you're watching this video, reading this may be a little intuitive. If not, just work at it. But there's a nice example of an index match or a VLOOKUP. And then there's a third option, and that would be the X match, which does the exact same thing. That is the newest tool within Excel's arsenal. And we'll get into that later. But keep in mind, I've been doing this for way too long. Just to give you a clue, I started finance before Excel was released. And then I've been playing around with Excel for, I don't know, was it 37 years now? And trust me, I am fixed in a lot of my biases. So I'm a fan of VLOOKUP. Always have been. And I'm sure Match is a great tool, and I'll ingrain it at some point in time. Yeah, index match, because of the type of work I've done in the past. I've been an analyst. I've owned a mortgage company. I've been a consultant. I've never been in a place where index match has been a key concern. I always believe in keeping things as simple as possible. If you can do something without complexity, then incorporate it if it works for you. Otherwise, try to incorporate these tools. VLOOKUP is big, rank is big, index match, it's fading away, but I will always go with VLOOKUP and then XMatch or XLOOKUP. As I said, VLOOKUP or the lookup tools are spectacular. We're going to get into down the road, maybe even in the intermediate or the advanced lessons, that we're going to parse this thing up, and I'll show you 4 different ways to do the exact same thing with the many, many different tools available within Excel. As I've stressed, the whole thing about Excel is just practice. Familiarizing yourself with this cumbersome language, and keep screwing around with these examples. That's why they're here. And then modify them, make mistakes, and just keep working at it. Brad Williams, Excel Prime.